Okay, everybody, we'll get started with Nikola Vucevic. If you please raise your hands in the Zoom function, I will call on you. And we'll get started with Dan Savage from OrlandoMagic.com.
Vooch, Cliff always talks about the best players in this league continue to take steps every offseason to get better. For you, who's coming off a great playoff series, a year removed from an all-star campaign, how do you continue to try to get better as you head into another season?
I think there's always ways you can get better. I think that experience has a huge part in it. I felt when I was like 25, 6, I was, in my prime. And now when I look back, I feel like I'm, much complete and better player than I was then. So I think experience helps a lot. The game, comes to you easier. You make better reads. The game, it's a little slower to you, so it's easier to play. But I think that overall, just work on my game, try to add things, try to work within, what offense we're gonna run, work on those things daily, so I get comfortable once we start playing. But just a lot of reps on different things, conditioning on the court. Obviously, it was a little different off season because we didn't know when we were gonna start, and then all of a sudden it was earlier than we all expected. But I feel like I had a good off season, ready to go, and I'm going to use this camp and a couple of exhibition games to get ready for when we start.
Christian Brewery, WFTV.
Thanks for doing this. What is your level of concern as you look around, Vooch, at the NFL having to kind of postpone games and everything? And how do you approach that of what you have to do? Coach said he needs you guys to be mature and professional with everything going on as COVID-19 cases spike.
Well, I think that the NBA has done a great job on giving us safety protocols, and I think if we follow them, there's a good chance that this could go very well. Obviously, it's you kind of, when you're out there, you're traveling and things like that, there's always a risk, but it's on us to be responsible. Follow the safety protocols. Simple things like maintain distance, wear a mask, don't go into big crowds. Things of that nature. I mean, things you do. I think. You should do on a regular basis in your daily life. Obviously, this pandemic is very serious. It's affecting a lot of people, and if you're smart and you take care of yourself, and you want to make sure you don't not only hurt yourself but people around you, you can it's pretty simple to do. So just got to follow the safety protocols. And obviously it's new territory for everybody. We did it in the bubble, it worked great because we're all in there. Now we'll see how it's going to work, but I think it's doable. A lot of leagues are doing it, not only here but in around the world. And something that we'll also have to do is adjust. If things happen, things come up, if somebody's positive, you're going to have to adjust on the go. It's just something that you can't really plan for, and you'll have to be case to case. And so we'll see, but hopefully people take this seriously and follow safety protocols, and everything will be fine.
Let's go to Eric Wilson, 1070 The Zone.
Vooch, good morning. Appreciate your time. From a veteran and a leader standpoint of this team, just want to get your thoughts on what you've seen so far with Cole Anthony and also Bacon. Excuse me. I was just, what are your thoughts on those guys so far?
Honestly, I only saw Cole once. We only had a chance to play once, and then we couldn't do it anymore because of the NBA rules. We could only do individual workouts, so I only saw him once. He played well, so I think we'll have to see once we start playing how it works and how everything goes. But he's definitely a talented player. Definitely knows how to play. Can shoot, can create off the dribble, something that we needed. So I think that he can be a good fit for us. But again, for him, and for all the rookies around the league, it's going to be a little tricky because, it's they got drafted a week ago and now they have to start playing. So they don't get summer league, don't get a whole summer to kind of get adjusted to it, accustomed to the NBA. Learn the plays, learn the new styles. All going to have to be on the go. So we'll have to be patient, give them some time, but I think that he can definitely help us as the season goes on.
Jamie Say, WKMG.
Hey, Vooch. Just two questions. Wondering how your new addition to the family is doing. Is it Matthias or Matthias? How he's doing, and what did your off season look like? What were some of the things that you've been doing?
So his name is Mattia, and he's doing great. Thank you. He's 8 weeks today, actually. Sleeping much better than the first one did at this age, so we're all very happy about that. And then so my off season, I mean, after the bubble, I really only I took advantage of spending time with the family. My wife and my son. We didn't travel anywhere. We didn't go anywhere. My wife was, due a month after I got out, so we stayed here. But I really, just enjoyed, spending time with the family. And then, after a little break, I started working out again. So I was just, doing those things. And again, with everything going on, I didn't go anywhere. I didn't do many things outside of, just staying home and, being smart about it, especially with my wife being pregnant and going into, having to deliver a second baby. So, yeah, it was great for me just to spend time with the family. I played some golf as well. Not going that great, but, I stay with it. Hopefully one day it'll come around. But, yeah, so just, daddy off season pretty much.
Adam Shadoff, Fox 35.
Sorry about that. Hey, Vooch, was the off season long enough for you? Did you feel like you got enough time to rest?
Yeah, I mean, we finished in what was it, 8th of August, and then I took 3 weeks off or something like that, and then I got back into it. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's difficult time for the whole world. It's just something that we're not accustomed to, but we have to just make these adjustments and go with it. It's just the way it is. I mean, obviously we all prefer to have our whole summer and come back here in September, have a whole month to be with the team, and then start October. But this is just the way it is, and we have to adjust to it. But I think that I think that the two teams obviously are going to be affected the most. Maybe by the short off season is going to be the Lakers and Miami because it went all the way to the finals. But other than that, I think all other teams had plenty of time, and we also had time, from March to whenever we restarted again for the bubble. So just the way it is, and we have to go with it.
Let's go to Josh Cohen, OrlandoMagic.com.
Hey, Vooch, how much pride do you take in your playmaking abilities, your passing, and how do you feel that strength can help young guys like Cole Anthony grow?
It's one of my favorite part of my game. Make plays for others, create opportunities for my teammates. I think that over years I've involved a lot in that area, and it's helped our team as well. So I think that me being one of the oldest guys on the team and being one of the leaders, playing ball the right way can set a good example for the younger guys. But yeah, just I enjoy playing that way. I think it's one of my biggest strengths.
Philip Rossman Reich, Orlando Magic Daily.
Hey, Vooch, I'm sure we asked you this question, at this time of the basketball calendar last year, coming off the playoff experience. But what did you learn, or what did you kind of, as you reflect back on the season and started looking forward to this season, what did you kind of take away from the playoff experience this time around, and how did you use that to kind of work on your game and get better?
I think that a big thing for me was my preparation for this series compared to Toronto series. I think was much more detailed. I knew what to expect, what how was it going to be going into that series. I think in the Toronto series, I mean, I know it was 8 years for me in the league, but it was really the first time where I had I was the best player on the team going into a playoff series, and I think I just didn't adjust well to everything that's sent at me. I mean, Toronto was a great team, so I just didn't do that well, and I think I should use that as motivation for when when I get in that situation again. And I feel like I delivered last year, and I played at a very high level, and actually that kept me even more motivated going into this season, and boosted my confidence to high level, and I feel really confident going to the season about my game and what I can do, and so I just want to build on that. But I think that every experience, good or bad, you learn from it, and it's on you to bounce back. And obviously, I was disappointed, and but I'm glad I was able to bounce back and have a great series against Milwaukee. And now it's on me to take another step forward.
Josh Robbins, The Athletic.
Vooch, when people, I guess, in our profession list the teams that they expect to contend in the East, it tends to be that the Magic are not mentioned after this offseason. What kind of motivation or any kind of added motivation does that bring?
I frankly don't care. I mean, it's nothing new to me since I've been here. It's been the case. So it is what it is. I mean, other teams have gotten better. Obviously, teams that we fought with for playoffs last year. Obviously, Brooklyn's going to be much better with Kyrie and KD, And then, Atlanta has made some signings. Charlotte's made some moves. So it'll be, it might be tougher, this year. But again, you never know how the season's going to turn out. On paper, it always looks different than actually what it looks like when you get on the court and play. But we'll see. I think for us, we just, have to focus on ourselves, try to grow as a team, try to, build a way that, we can play and sustain for the 72 games. And see where that takes us. Hopefully we won't have as many injuries as we did last year, and that will help us well. But we'll see. I mean, good thing is we do have a lot of guys returning, and so there's going to be that familiarity. But we'll see. Obviously, other teams have gotten better, so it is going to be tougher. But we'll see what happens.
Go back to Jamie Say.
Vuce, you just touched on it, but I want to ask you about the continuity of the roster, how so many guys are back. I mean, how much confidence does that give you and the team overall?
Well, it helps us in a way that, we just, familiar with each other, and we've had, most of us been here for a couple of years, actually. Now, for example, take Markel, we played with him for a year now. James Ennis, he played, half a season. Gary Clark, a little more than that. So, now there's that familiarity that helps. Then hopefully will help some of the younger guys that are coming in, like Chuma, Cole, then Dwayne as well, settle in easier. But we'll see. I mean, it's you just never know. Each season is different, and then we'll see how everything works out.
Dan Savage.
Which, as you alluded to, playmaking is one of your greatest strengths. How do you go about refining and continuing to add to that skill? Do you watch film of other playmaking bigs? What exactly goes into that?
I mean, many things. Yeah. I mean, I watch, my games. I learn from, what I did in, games, last season, or, any games that I played. You watch others always. I mean, that's a very good way, I think, to learn, is watching other games and see what other, not only bigs but guards or wings, anybody. I think the way the game is played, I'm outside just as much as most wings anyway. So I think that yeah, there's many ways you can improve on that. Like I said, like I touched on before, I think the experience also helps. When you do it, year over year over year, I think it helps. Just the way that you read the game, the way you read defenses, you see what's open. And then also I think as the season goes on and as we all get familiar with our plays, that helps also, because I'll be able to know where which guys going, if there are any opportunities for back cuts or something, how the defense is playing different things. And so that helps also. The scouting, okay, this team likes to chase over screens, these teams like to shoot the gap, they'll blow up screen, they do different things. So I think all that goes into it. And I think as a players, you always have to learn and grow. And so that's for that part, is just usually how I do it.
David Steele, Fox Sports Florida.
Hey, Vooch, at this point in your career going into this camp, is there anything you'd like to add to your game?
I mean, there's always things that I'd like to add to my game. I mean, I don't think there's anything that can drastically change at this point in my career, but something that I think has helped me a lot in the bubble, especially in the playoffs, was my 3-point shooting. Once I was able to really take that to a consistent high level, it's opened up a lot for me, off the dribble, and for our team as well. So I think that's something that I'm going to continue to look for. And if I can stay efficient, shooting a 3, I think that's going to help myself a lot, but especially the team, because it's going to space out the floor a lot for us and for our guys that really get to the basket, like Markel, AG, and the other guys. So that's something for sure. My playmaking, I think, also is big for our team. The coach wants to run a lot of things through me, so I have to be able to deliver and make the right plays, and I think that's a good weapon for us as well. So I think those two things mainly.
Any other questions for Vooch? Okay, Vooch, thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, everybody.